There's my mic. Cool beans. All right, guys. We're going to go on an adventure today. I'm trying to stay motivated to get some stuff done on my YouTube channel, but ultimately things today have been a little wonky, and so I need to distract myself to now be able to ultimately feel better. And I figured, why not make it a party, I guess. I actually got my recording stuff up in a way that hopefully I should be able to see any chats that come through, which is ultimately something I don't normally do. And I just need to validate that everything is working correctly because I'm doing things weirdly today. Just I still don't understand why my mic is so soft spoken, even though it is right next to me. Maybe I have to have it this close to my mouth. I don't know. You guys let me know if you can't hear me because I can't keep listening to myself without ultimately messing up um how I'm talking if I'm able to react at all. So I'm thinking just scouring YouTube for now. That's for the most part semi-safest. I could show you guys what I have queued to be scheduled. I don't know. But right now, it's going to be me distracting myself. Hopefully, the things I watch aren't overly copyright heavy. I'd rather not fight that. That would just be another blow to why I'm doing what I'm doing at the moment. Um, So, yeah, I'm going to do this because I need at least something semi distracting. Um, and I guess let's get started and see how this rolls for me, I guess. All right. Um, there it is. I have a hard enough time on my own trying to figure out things to watch anyways. So maybe I can find some new stuff to watch, react to. Because ultimately, I'm going to have to, at some point, um, start working on the Escaping Responsibly series. But a depressing mindset does not make for good book listening, book analysis, book anything. Mm. What do I want to watch? My algorithm is so messed up. It's not even funny. I'd rather not watch reaction content. I'm not in a mood to game myself. I mean, we could listen to music, but podcasts maybe? I don't know if anybody's following along with me. I'm open to suggestions. Because at this point, it'll end up, I don't even know. I'm so indecisive. I mean, I could just go through some musical stuff. Is anybody up for musicals, maybe? And I don't have any of my music stuff set up that actually give anybody a nice little soundtrack while well, I suppose the free music could help. Let's see. Just something to put on while we look for something, I think. What do we want to do? Besides make me not want to curl up in bed and nap for the rest of the day. So you guys can have something while I alternate. Most people are up for some college stuff. That's one thing I like to do when I'm in a blah mood. Just watch psychology stuff and kind of psychoanalyze myself. Anybody up for suggestions? I mean, we could just watch a bunch of sad stuff. Also, it feels like half the time when I'm scrolling YouTube, seeing the same stuff over and over. That doesn't help me though. I'm not attacking. It's not videos. All that does not help. I don't feel like recording. I really am great at the noise. It'll just end up being you guys watching me work. I really do rely a lot on the algorithm. Let's see, things I've watched. Or it says I've watched, but I haven't actually clicked on this yet. I've learned that just hovering over things when you're scrolling through your phone, ultimately, oh, I only did like the last 24 hours. I've watched a lot more than that. Let's see, what's new to me? I wonder if there's any sort of channels with you watch videos and you just try and predict. That would be fun. I can do some research. I suppose, if anything, I I could grab one of my books that I know for a fact I haven't read, nor have I watched a story. I suppose this is going to be a weird escaping reality sort of intro, maybe? Because if I can't find anything on YouTube, I will resort to physical books. And I got 1,000 physical books to go through. I've read maybe a quarter of them. Because I at least know Granted, I have accounts with other apps too where I can physically read the stories. Like every once in a while, I go back to Millennium Wolves on. I I can never pronounce the app name, but we could try that. Hmm. But I got green tea in my life and water, so I could definitely try reading. And these are definitely good ways for me to make sure that my microphone's working appropriately. So I want to use this microphone over my other one because I don't know. I don't have a really good excuse except I bought this microphone specifically to do things with my laptop. You know, if I do decide to go for it, because maybe I've just overworked myself on my channel and feel overwhelmed, and so maybe that's why I'm sort of spiraling. If I'm spiraling because of working on my channel, this would be a good break regardless of what I do because it's more fun and I can't get into a good gaming feel. So let's see. No, I don't want to watch any theory channels. Not what I meant. I suppose maybe I could watch out of context stuff first and then we could go from there. Let's see. What's some good out of context stuff that I haven't watched? As in shows I haven't watched. That would be fun. I hope. Let's see. I also came up and out of delete that from my to-do list. Give me stuff. I also don't think with how much I feel like I'm behind that's at all healthy for me either. Those are the images. got caught up in what I was doing or wanted to get uploaded to my channel to get scheduled. And so I was going back through my old work that I know I haven't worked on yet to get up. And because I originally started this without taking any form of notes, I end up with duplications of everything. And because I end up with duplications, I should not be tired. And because I end up with duplications, it ends up taking up spots on my YouTube stuff because you're only allowed 100 uploads, and I use my upload slots to help get accurate lyric takes for everything. And so it's very hard because there's no easy filter way in the background. Where is it? I saw it there just like an hour ago. I'd rather not get irritated. No book. No, I uploaded it. Don't think I deleted it. No, maybe my mood's kind of cruddy just for the simple fact of, I'm hungry. Oddly enough. And I don't know why I'm hungry. These things are just... There they are. As long as one's up, I don't need both. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. I guess now, bring back up my chat. Alright, nobody. I want something good out of want something unique though. Maybe that's my issues. I want new, I want fresh, I want unique. And it just seems like everybody I personally watch doesn't allow for that, I guess. Like crab line. Granted, it would be fun a little bit to see if I can remember anything that I used to like as I grew up. Sounds good. I don't need those. I don't know why they're on my algorithm. What do I want to do? I will say, Hero Brady, he's been very good in helping me better contextualize all my psychology knowledge, especially when it comes to applying it to myself. Maybe my issue is I just have a diverse range of things I like to do, so I can't just do something. I don't know infiltration. That sounds fun, but I don't know if that's an actual AI story though. I can only imagine. No, I don't care what people utilize. I have to utilize. No, I'm not going to waste probably something I need. I don't know. And the fact that I don't know, I think is ultimately uh making me sort of feel better. Weird. probably only have, what, a couple of hours to do this. I almost just want to put my desktop background on the screen and just find a way to do what I want to do. Ignore everything. I don't know. And I think not knowing is making this harder. Because it feels like I should be finding something that I can do with you guys. There's also just so much struggling. I don't think I've actually watched this one yet. I've seen a lot of Caleb come up with different songs. I saw one today, earlier this morning, in which they had edited clips from the Mighty Nine to Gravity from Has Been Hotel. Well, it's more like a Caleb Ethics compilation. I don't know if that user watched the campaign or not, but if they have, awesome. If they haven't, that's very good. Where's the app I want? Or did I think? Oh, there it is. No. I'm very, very bad at trying to utilize wigs. So I can make sure. Well, I'm glad you guys can hear the music at least. Even if I wish I could adjust the volume on my mic, but I guess that's a bit better. No, I want to make sure that everything's situated. Oh, why is it dropping my stuff? Huh. Oh, suddenly dropped. I don't know. Oh, yay. Chord signature. Oh, is this what I'm... No, no. Maybe? No. Aha! You know, I actually haven't explored that. All right. Totally was not expecting to be mind blown here. And for those on YouTube, since I'm so far behind on getting my One Piece music up onto the channel, this one song that I just got a comment on because I put my demos and stuff on a live thing to test them out before ultimately unpublishing them and placing them on YouTube for everybody else. So I like the images. The images I choose a lot better. So how about we all work with me for a minute? We're all going to take a trip into Robin's head for One Piece. Yeah, Hurricane Robin from One Piece. Because I just got mind blown. I might write and type this up. I haven't quite decided just yet how I want to do that. But I have to do both. Would you guys be interested in just watching me write? Right? Not actually. My computer's already having way too many things open right now. This person gave me something to distract myself. I'm deeply grateful. Yeah, it is making lyrics or going to stuff. Ba, 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 ba. I don't know how much I can actually do on the computer, but when inspiration strikes, you do what you gotta do to keep the momentum going. I don't know. I want to just pull up an image of Robin right now, but ultimately, I don't need the animation studio or anything like that going. Blasphemy! Take this down. So let me over to here. I need this. No, it's not what I need. I don't want to switch everything. So we're going to explore Robin because ultimately what somebody made me realize. Oop, is that my monitor? What am I doing? Is that I haven't actually fully. Yep, that's the wrong one. Fully dug into the exact reasonings, even in my music, why Robin chose to live in Water 7, one of her most iconic moments ever. Let's see. I need. What did I put? Oh, duh. I found it. Let's see. External camera. I think that's the one, how I labeled it. And where is it on my thing? Why do I got two? It did this to me when I was setting up the live stream. Oh, wait, did I forget to do a thingy with the camera? I probably forgot to do a thingy with the camera. Every time I have a brilliant idea to do something, I always forget that I have to change a crap ton of settings per what it is I want to do. That is how much of a hassle my life has become. Hassle in a good way. I got the camera plugged in so you guys can watch me try and murder board Robin's decisions and psyche during Water 7. This? Ah, but you guys don't need to see my chest. Nope, nope, no. How do I... Oh. Oh, new equipment, new equipment. I love these for all the hassles they give me. Yes, there we go. Now where is the... How did I do this the other night with having both of my things? Oh, I think I have a proper. No. Aha! There it is. Voila! I figured it out. My OSB, for some odd reason, likes to put my thing off camera and everything. Okay, how do I want to do this? Alright. So this is Robin. Water 7. I'm gonna just turn the lo-fi off for now, because I might actually need this browser better. Let's see, Water 7. You guys can't probably see what I'm handwriting, but I'm going to write as I talk anyways. So we shall see. So Water 7. And the comment was because this person had never watched One Piece before. Alright. So I actually need to get my lyrics for this song up. And this will be coming onto my YouTube channel soon. It's set to actually get the images on there and everything. Yeah, there it is. I will give you guys a copy of the lyrics on screen. Let me get the document up. So I now need to see where my lyrics are failing the storytelling or non One Piece listeners. So, and this song is called The Demon Who Chose to Live. Let's see. Alright, let me bring this over to here for everybody. You guys can now have a. Okay, so. Demon, because I need this in front of my face. I don't have to keep switching too many tabs. Demon who chose to live. Robin. Water 7 are One Piece. I do start going back to my. I'm taking on extra shifts again at my part-time job, in which ultimately I'll be working overnights for the next, I think, 2 weeks almost, give or take. So I'll be getting all the scheduling now for everything that's already. There we go. That's already uploaded to YouTube because I've already hit my 24-hour max. And I might redirect my focus to getting this song up onto YouTube so I can hear everybody else's thoughts on this. So let's see. I had a whole period, almost exactly 4 months ago, according to my timestamp, where Water 7 had me binging hard into lyrics and music. And I guess I surface leveled Robin pretty badly. But hey, this makes me feel slightly better. This is almost sort of like me going through a little why do humans have a will to live? Let's see. We got so back over on my earbuds. See. Will to Or maybe this is just too deep and I need to split it into multiple songs. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. So I got The Historian's Silence from Water 7, Archaeology of Goodbyes, Water 7, The Flag He Burned for Me, and The Demon Who Chose to Live. Hmm. How do I want to dig into this? I mean, The Flag He Burned for Me, that song. In here, let me open another document for you guys. Oh no. How can I easily do this? So, can I split this into columns? Where's no? I want to split it into columns, please. There it is. I just need. Oh, I probably need to do that. Well, it's not gonna give me a side by side like I want. So undo, undo. All right. All right. This is what we'll do then, guys. We're gonna do this so I can compare lyrics because I want my music to be able to tell the stories in the best way possible. Especially since I go so deep into some of these topics. Yeah, there's that. And then going to go over to here. Let's see. And I wonder if I just took it for granted that people would just hear all the songs. Because maybe the demon who chose to live maybe sounds more like it's supposed to be a complete story. Thing is, where do I want to start? Because the will to live is ultimately the. Do I have to start with the song about the will to live? I don't know if I actually want to go in. Right. I gotta. Let's see. No, I need my library. And the only reason I'm not putting these on the computer for everybody else to listen to is because I'm working my hardest to get them out. And so ultimately, these are ones that are going to be scheduled like immediately for an almost immediate release. So I want to wait on that. But let's see. The will to live. The will to live. Um, ah, no, actually, so you guys can see how clear, 'cause I didn't even realize my writing thing was hiding. Just a sec. Let's see, I'll put myself like that for now. Can I, let's see, monitor. It probably looks bad. So let's bring that. I hope you guys can see that a bit better. I know it's not often I actually share lyrics. I know I got some of my song lyrics up on my Patreon, but I haven't been able to put a full amount of attention into that like I normally, well, not normally, like I've wanted to. Let's see. Beloved, I found- Yeah, because this is explaining Robin watching Luffy. Considering she originally joined the crew because Luffy's only crime was he saved her life. And I mean, almost 20 years. Maybe it's too poetic and metaphorical. Maybe that's why those that are unfamiliar with the show would ultimately pose issues understanding the storytelling parts of it all. Hmm. Because Oda in Enies Lobby goes into Robin's backstory uh, for quite a few episodes as if she's recalling every single detail when it's mostly exposition for us. Understand why she would want to die in the first place. We should go into her backstory. more than what I did over here. So, Robin's backstory. Well, let's see, it's been, what, almost 4 months since I last watched her backstory. Granted, we got, I'm back at the Egghead Island arc there. So, we got to see Saul again in some flashbacks there. Brain function. Let's see. Well, I should probably do an Olivia song. And why, might you ask, would Robin's backstory lead to having an Olivia's apology song? I'm glad you guys have asked. It's the fact that I've made one for Roger to Ace, for the most part. So you guys are going to get a Roger's apology to Ace song in the coming weeks that I made 3-ish months ago, 4-ish months ago at this point in time. And it's one of those reasons why I've been ultimately frustrated in not being able to get my stuff scheduled scheduled because it bugs me. It's like I want to finish what I'm doing. I'm very uptight with myself on finishing exactly what it is that I'm doing before moving on to the next task when I am passionate about that task. And making my music is something I am extremely passionate about, or at least poetry. But music is poetry. That's one thing that's always stuck with me since my senior year of high school. So, and also, oh yeah, yeah. Where's my studio? Where's my studio? Studio app. Content. Videos. Did I get it uploaded yet? I don't think I did. Let me pull up this. I have another actual parent child one. I think there's also one for Luffy and Dragon. I know I have a few with Garp. Um, there it is. For YouTube, I think it's up. Yeah, it's on my. It has to be on my studio. Haha! There it is. So let me shrink this down, and I'm going to show you an Usopp Yasop song that I just need uploaded to get scheduled. I don't know. Can you see it? I'm hoping you guys can. It's called The Shot I Miss. It's a Yasop song to Usopp. I felt like I had to explore all the absent parents and everything, especially when you consider Oda's storytelling and how, like, at least one parent is dead and the other one's always MIA. So I felt like doing those sorts of songs, kind of like explaining their decisions to not come back to their children. Me being a parent myself, uh, what was kind of appropriate. I mean, there's the Queen Lily song that I did. I forgot what it's titled at the moment, but I believe that's actually public on the channel, in which is giving an apology to her kingdom and to her brother as to why she could not come back to Alabasta, which has follow-up songs. It either has follow-up songs or I had planned to make follow-up songs, I don't remember which, going into my thoughts on Alabasta as a country, because I feel like certain islands, like Water 7, and I think I went into this with Water 7, Alabasta, there might be 1 or 2 others, I don't remember all the islands, I keep forgetting. If I don't do it immediately, I always forget. Um, have curses placed upon them based on the events of the Void Century. And Water 7 may, as far as my understanding goes, and I can be corrected, is they made the ancient weapon Pluton, which is ultimately now buried underneath Wano. And so they could have been cursed for that. They could have been cursed because they had once befriended Joy Boy. Like, I have a few different theories on, like, most subjects because it could go either way depending on the moral situation, the moral ambiguity, and ultimately, as far as I'm aware, we don't fully know where all 20 families that sided with the world government, what islands or countries, since they were probably continents back then, actually came from. All we know for certain is Rosa is the Doflamingo family, and that the Nefertari family from Alabasta went, no, we don't want to be a part of this, and was going back to do their own thing, staying technically separate from everything, but being a part of the reverie and everything. There's that. So I think if I explored Olivia's apology, because ultimately Robin only got to see her mother once, and that was during the Buster call, would make some form of sense into why the will to live became strong for Robin during Ennia's lobby. I I think it at least would give me a would it give me a direction? It'd be a nice mother-daughter song, that's for certain. But let's see what we know. Highly intelligent. High intelligence can lead to things like depression and everything. And I don't think being hunted or chased ever helped Robin's mental health. She was just really good at masking. Intelligence. Um, but mistreated by her extended family while her mother was gone. I do, if anybody's wondering, I actually do have a song. I actually had a period where I went into a bunch of the Marines. So Sengoku has like probably 2 albums worth of exploration, considering how much knowledge he holds within, but we never get to see him speak it. Um, I've done a lot with Kizaru, considering the events that unfolded on Egghead Island there. I almost uh pity him. I'm not 100% sure. He resonates with me in a weird way, but I think that weird way ultimately comes from how I wrote my book Bound in Time, in which a Vithis forms at the end a marionette. It'll probably change a bit. I don't mind giving away characters and things like this because I do talk about it a lot all around. If you've seen me in comment sections or anything, you've probably seen me mention it like a year ago. There's that. I must really hate Magma Dude because I can never remember his name, and I'm going to have to actually explore him too now that I'm thinking of it. But I do have a song about Punk Hazard's scar between his battle with Aokiji. But I do have a song, which is why I went into the Marines, about Aokiji and letting Robin leave safely, her being the only survivor of O'Hara. But let's see. He let her go twice, technically. You know, I wonder if any of Aokiji's motivations have anything to do with his relationship with Garp. Aokiji's motivations. Ace, um, relationship. If I touched this subject at all, it was very superficially because I was going through a whole marine phase. I think partially because of Egghead, but also because the Paramount War, the War of the Best, or however you want to call it. Mistreated by extended family. We have Saul, her giant friend. I haven't done Saul yet either. I wonder if that's relevant to the will to live. That, but she assumes his death up until the Egghead Island arc. But oh, what was the words that he said to her? Let's see. I got too many things open. Let's see. Because I know, let's see. What did Saul say to Robin I really don't feel like trying to find that specific. Aha! There it is. Thank you, Google. You are a lifesaver. No one is born in this world, in this world, to be alone. Someday, you will meet brave friends who will protect you. Go and live with them. I wonder if ultimately she remembered this line, even though expositionally we saw her backstory. No one is born in this world to be alone. Someday you'll meet brave friends who'll protect you. Go live. It's almost a chorus in and of itself. So if I utilize this as a chorus, did Olivia say anything too? As profound? I am bad with remembering conversations, so I have to Did she really? I might have to actually go back and rewatch that. I do watch all of the One Piece in Japanese, which probably is part of my issue why this is a little bit harder right now. Let's see if this pulls up. Okay. And Olivia says, live no matter So I know fear controlled Robin's life fully up until Luffy's crew found her. So, yeah. I just, correct me if I'm wrong, but I ultimately summarized and glossed over this. I literally need to now pull apart the demon who chose to live into, I don't know, at least a couple of songs. I mean, I'll have to have the backstory, like a summary of her life up until. No, I'll. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, because this just goes all the way through Wano. Now okay. So this isn't really a Water 7 arc. This is more of a character summary. Wow. And I don't think I've done really any character summaries in One Piece. I've done character summaries for like my Sailor Moon characters, Dragon Ball Z characters. Granted, Dragon Ball Z I also broke out into arcs, and I've only done two characters so far because other projects came up. So I need, how do I want to do this? Thematically, arc, like backstory, canon, canon-ish. No, wrong word. I guess I really only saw her in the early stages as Miss All Sunday. So we got song ideas. We got the backstory of her child life, on backstory of O'Hara life, Robin on the run, Miss All Sunday, and then Straw Hat. And Straw Hat, we can break out into pretending normalcy, catching up, which is when we first come into contact with Cyberpole 9, where I'm going to say this, and I will forever admit it, Rob Lucci just absolutely fascinates me as a character. Us catching up. So then we have with that contact with Cypher Hole 9, which leads to iceberg, oop, iceberg slash Pluton assassination attempt 1. If it really was an assassination attempt the first time. Assa- I can't spell this word. I'm going to put a question mark on assassination. 1. Assassination attempt 2. Which then in framing the straw hats. We got unaware of the Usopp rift. And then boarding the train. I almost want to have a song with Soga King slash Usopp and Robin, but I don't know if it's relevant to the Will to Live non One Piece fan route I'm trying to aim for. Reminds me, I don't even have my chat. Okay. I'm really hoping anybody's trying to chat with me. Nothing in the chats are coming through. So sorry about that. Because after boarding the train, if we skip over the Usopp scene, or the fact that she willingly goes with Bruno through. I'm just gonna call him Bruno, even though I think the name's spelled differently than Bruno. Um, like again, I watch everything in Japanese, so I don't have proper English pronunciations. Um, ultimately stunning Sanji as well, which I could ultimately make side songs to Usopp and Sanji watching that. and even Frankie's flabbergastedness on the whole situation. That's not answering or going deeper into Robin's will to live. Let's see. I'm going to put Water 7 train sequence over on the side. Train sequence is, which I do technically have Becoming Soka King songs. I don't need that. But Usopp and Robin. Well, I guess this is just me exploring characters. You know, I wonder if Sanji ever saw any of himself in Robin. If I were to look at this from the Whole Cake Island arc, because I do think a lot of Sanji's choices are ultimately because of his childhood. Even his confliction with leaving Zeph. Hmm. I'll have to think if there's a Whole Cake Island lens I can use here. I also do have some new Robin theories. I'd originally had complaints about how Robin was portrayed in Egghead Island, and it might just be I haven't yet seen Oda do his flashbacks to the battle with the Seraphim and Robin and all that, how she got so injured. I'm working on it. I'm on, let's see, if I go into, because I was watching One Piece before I needed a new spin. Ah, haha. I was watching a special episode, but I am on, maybe watching the special episode 19 might be the what I need. I'm curious now also on the on why Oda put it there too. Hmm. That might be the closest thing to not having to watch going all the way back to the Water 7 arc to get in more information on the backstory. But ultimately, the next episode, once I'm done with the special episode, is 1142, which is Vegapunk's message. Which ultimately, before I started back over or started wherever I started, I forget how I rewatch these all the time because my 11-year-old watches One Piece as well. So sometimes if something clicks in my brain, I go back to that episode and then keep watching forward. But I've almost caught up to where I left off, which I left off on 11:45. So I have one, if I want to watch special episode 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if I include special episode 21, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 more episodes left before I'm back to being caught up. Because once I get caught up on this, I'm really going to start pushing to get my escaping responsibly series going, which I'll try not to. Yes, my ADHD is probably acting up because I'm all over the place, but this is also how my brain functions. So I'm sorry if I confuse people. There's a reason. There's a reason I don't script things. Let's see. So, anyways, back to this. Boarding on the train. Her decision to stay prisoner. I don't need to go into too much with spamdom. When I do have a flag he burned for me, but is that superficial too? It has to be because I even mentioned Zhao and Wano on here too. Which I mean, at least that makes me feel better that these two are technically consistent because they're whole overarching summaries instead of really deep diving in. So at least that's consistent. So that makes me feel better there. So then I guess honestly the real question comes down to then why did Soga King, aka Usopp, burning the world government flag? Finally thaw the ice. Fine. I guess we could argue technically Aokuji froze her in a stasis of sorts, considering the fear instilled in her by the Buster call and watching Aokuji freeze Saul into a block of ice. I am curious if he defrosted him or not, or if that was the other giants that did. Finally, let's just say thaw. Finally, thaw Robin to allow her to want to live. To allow her Okay. And yes, this is why I ultimately have so many songs on One Piece because one train of thought ultimately leads to branches and branches and more trains. It's a matter of where I want to start, and I at most have another hour. I almost want to do a mnemonic as well. I, the other morning, have decided I was going to figure out how to do these mnemonics that I've been wanting to do. And they give me headaches. Now, this isn't like how I did the anagrams or anything like that for like I'm you joy boy or Poseidon being like Poseidon to find the hidden D's or anything like that. No, I'm talking like sentence structures out of letters from a word. Like if anybody's familiar with the song Witch, which in the chorus is woman in total control of herself, I've been aiming to do those sorts of things with songs. Ultimately, they turn out completely different than that. If you've ever listened to my song Kitsunji Demonic, um, I actually wrote a list of songs I wanted to redo because Pain was the other one. I mean, I do have my Calypso one, but I have to decide if that's going to be a book theme or a mythology themed one, considering her lack of mythology. It almost feels like she was a placeholder just to give people a reason why Odysseus couldn't get off of Oiya for 7 years. Yes, my mind almost blanked on the length of time, and I've been big into the Odyssey stuff. Annoying skunk. So if I wanted to do Robin as what I want to do, I actually want to do an album where it's a word in which each letter of the word starts a song title, and that song title is broken out as well. Yeah, I love making my brain work. Not really. Well, yes and no, because if I like it to make it work to the point where I figure it out before I start going into circles and giving myself a headache. So, thematically for Robin, themes for Robin. Oh boy, themes for Robin. I need Robin themes. And this also might help me fix the demon who chose to live, which is ultimately why I started this. This is exactly what I needed. Themes for, and I know this is highly searchable, so I don't think I could pull anything unexplored thematically for her. At least I'm pretty sure I can't. I'll surprise myself one day if I prove myself wrong. Also, I'm just bad at themes in general. Sorry, I forgot Chosen Family was technically is what's considered a theme. So let's see. What we got here is Burden of Survival. And this also might help direct some of these other topics I was talking about. I would never, I don't know why I wouldn't have thought forbidden knowledge as a theme. Maybe because it's too obvious. Erasure by power. Inherited guilt. I would say that still falls under survival as burden. Because, yeah, I will argue that, but it's all good. Not right now. I guess we just don't have enough Robin story. At least I haven't fully ingested Robin's story. Identity through mental. Chosen family. What can I do with these themes? Hmm. Let's see. What's the first thing I can make? Running only brings justice. Oh, I need an N word. I keep wanting to think eventually, but that starts with an E. See what the internet gives me. Oh, I've I've only learned about this word through Bungo Stray Dogs indirectly. So I keep forgetting this word exists. 'Cause running only brings injustice nihilistically. or running only brings injustice nothing. I'll probably have to try a few of these out because when you think Robin or any One Piece fan, or what we're given of her backstory, after the government classified her as a devil's child, which I'm curious on why Oda uses devil. I think you guys will like some of my newer theories coming out on genres that he hasn't touched, but or he has touched, but I personally haven't seen expanded on. But or was I going with that? Escaping from O'Hara puts her on the run, and she's always running because her bounty as a child is high enough where, yes, the government knows people will take in a child, but it's the money is high enough also to help the poor people where Robin would go unidentified if she keeps her head down to ultimately want to turn her in. So running almost feels like a no-brainer for this. If I were to do a song like this for like a better overarching sort of a thing. Mm. Means a no-brainer. I wanna do keep injustice. Hmm. What other words can I utilize? And even if I don't end up doing anything more, having this sort of a breakout, I think, will semantically. Suppose I have to remember I can use filler letters like to the AI. That's one thing that I always tend to forget. Running to outlive running to outlive brands brands injustice with numbness? to outlive great injustice with numbness. Mm. I don't know if I like breathe. Like, wouldn't it break justice? Running. Hmm. What's the definition of obliquely? Oblique. Another word I can't spell without a spell check. Ooh. What about running obliquely? What's for those that don't know, obliquely means not in a direct way or indirectly. So think of oblique triangles if you guys can remember math class, I guess. Or am I getting the names of triangles wrong now? Um, yeah, let's see. So she's running indirectly away from the world government. Question becomes, does she want to bury her past? I don't think she would, or else she would have. I would think hair dyes and stuff would be a normal thing to have in the One Piece universe, considering the vanity of a lot of nobles and royals. As we see both good and bad royals. So I want to know why Robin just never changed her appearance with dyes. Or does her devil fruit power counteract that, and so she had no choice? Ooh, that's a fascinating concept on why. And the fact that she had been running for so long, she never considered it. I don't know. obliquely will only vary. Let's try this one. Vary I wanna still try and keep injustice. Because technically what happened to O'Hara was an injustice brought upon by the justice system. Running obliquely will only bury injustice in numbness. No, I think that one's it. Because not only does that fit Robin, I have a feeling people will think of some in real life situations where this fits. So if I make Robin, I gotta remember the devil fruit sheet because I don't pay attention to their names when they're all in Japanese. Granted, it's not any better in English, but hey. Um, Robin's fruit. I do think Robin's devil fruit is a double-edged sword. That's my more recent theory with events from Egghead Island before Oda gets a chance to explain that. And I know biology and everything is really weird in the One Piece universe, but I do think she has consequences we're all unaware of. Hana Hana no Mi. Okay. I'll go into that, I think, in song. That gets kind of complicated. What's it mean in English? I would rather have the English translation of that. Flower, flower. Uh, oh, that's gonna be fascinating if Robin actually awakens her devil fruit. Could you guys imagine the implications of the Hana Hana no Mi if it was awakened and acted remotely like how Doflamingo or Luffy's fruit have? Because oddly, now that I'm thinking of it, why why does Robin only bloom or flower or however you want to describe what she does, her body parts. There's like missing potential there. And I wonder if that missing potential is just because it needs to be fully awakened. Ooh, I want to think on that. Hold on. I need to make a note to explore this. I'll probably have to do it off camera since my kids will be home soon. But potential and theories. Maybe I just need to relearn how devil fruits work because I always confuse the three different types up. Considering I've watched the show at least 15 plus times, I mean, you would think I would know better. So, how do I want to start this? Hmm. First started running. I really can't spell today. I first started running. I'm only struggling with the lyrics because I'm trying to make this more accessible for those who've never watched the show. That's the only reason I'm struggling. First started running. You know what? I'm going to just write and then I can edit lines later. You gotta remember that's a thing I can do. Part of why writing books is hard because I get caught up just like this. First started running a child. Ice path, rowboat, the sea. My island of flame. almost like a reflection song I'm writing. Robin reflecting. Oh, life. Mm, and smoke. I we should probably hop off now. My first of four children gets home the next 30 minutes. But my mood is sparked, and I can work on this while off screen. Um, what I do want to know for anybody who watches this all the way to the end, though, um, I lost my train of thought. I suppose, if I remember what I was going to say there, I'll put it in my YouTube community post as a poll. I think it had something to do with all these song brainstorms I went through. I remember what I was about to ask. Like I said, I'll put up a poll. I'm going to make sure I'm not live streaming as my kiddos get home. So I do thank everybody that actually popped in to watch me brainstorm a deeper will to live. I think I got a good thesis for the song to deep dive it for non One Piece fans. And yeah, yeah, that's easily though. If I do work with all these ideas, one, two, three, four, five, six. It's like over 20 different song options based off of deep diving the will to live because I have to explore it. And so I have to pull apart and explore everything. Um, yeah, these songs won't actually be out probably until spring, summer, give or take my schedule and how quickly I can get all the stuff from 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago scheduled and uploaded. Because I do have my own personal books in song format that my drafts in song format like I've done for the Odyssey that I need to get out. And then there's more books like Gilgamesh, Journey to the West, and many other ancient texts I want to pull apart. So, Thanks, everyone. Um, I hope you enjoyed how my brain works. 'Cause, yeah, this is literally how my music channel came to be. Because ultimately, my brain went like that. Hopefully, I'll have an update soon on how I'm going with making things more non-fan based friendly. Maybe I just need to do a whole song series more as summaries. I'll workshop it. I still got my book series I want to do going.